book that BBL appointment, I just need 10 minutes of your time. 10 minutes that can save your life. But after watching this, you still want to go ahead, that's your right. But you will not be able to say, I did not tell you. At least I told you. So please watch this video before you do that BBL. What does it stand for? BBL stands for Brazilian Butt Lift. Cosmetic surgery is not a medical one. The doctor will do liposuction first to take parts from one part of your body. It could be on your stomach, it could be from your thighs, it could even be from your back, it could even be from your hand. They will now process that fat. It's not as if they will just take it and immediately just put it inside your buttocks. No. They will process the fats usually to add volume, to add shape, just to ensure that it is now ready for inside your buttocks. You also need to understand that this is different from implants. They are also not putting air. It's not a foreign object. It's your own body fat. They are relocating it. They just relocate the fat from your stomach or your hand to your buttocks. You also need to understand that it is also not a weight loss procedure. If you are looking to lose weight, this is not the one that is for you. There's another one for it. So think of it like landlord that has too many tenants in one flat. The compound is overcrowded. So he collects some tenants from one flat and then moves them to another flat on the same street to balance things out. You have not removed anything. You're just relocating from one side to the other. BBL is basically that. Relocating fat from one address in your body to another address. Same tenant, different house. Do you understand it? And before we go into the video, just do the right thing and subscribe. Subscribe, put the like button, click the notification button so that when we release this type of video, you'll be one of the first people to see it. You'll be getting gist first. And you cannot share this gist with other people so that when you're talking to other people, you're talking from an informed level. Sabi book, sabi something. Some of them want to know, okay, what is the step-by-step process that is going on? Step number 1 is anesthesia. Anesthesia, not Anastasia. Anastasia is somebody's name. Anesthesia is a procedure. It means they are gonna put general anesthesia on you and you're now unconscious. This alone has its own risk because some people have gone under general anesthesia and they have not come back. However, the skill of the person doing the anesthesia is very important. The ability to monitor you when the general anesthesia is going on is also very important because the person that you are sent under, you need to bring the person back up. Step number 2 is liposuction. They will carry a thin tube, it's a cannula, and then now start making small cuts inside your skin, especially if they're taking the fat from your stomach. And inside there, they will now and be. It's like vacuum. They're vacuuming the fat from your stomach, vacuuming from your hand. So just imagine vacuum. If you put vacuum where there's dust, it's collecting the dust. Think of that same vacuum. Now, this type of fat is usually taken from the superficial layer. So they're just taking it. You don't want to be awake when they're doing it. Yeah, you cannot be awake because it's very violent. Number 3 is after they have collected the fat, they will now do what is called processing. They will purify it to separate some fats that are useful from blood, from other fluids. There are other things that happen in your body that is not fat. It's not everything that is in that area is fat. Even during this thing, they injure some fat cells. Those fat cells might not be usable. So they will separate the usable ones from the non-usable ones. So that it's the usable ones that they will now put inside your bum bum. Which now leads us to the last part, injection. That purified fat, they will now carry it and inject it inside the buttocks. Now, during the injection, it's not that you just carry it and just be injecting everything. They have to inject it in certain layers. They can start layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, depending on the shape of bum bum that you want. It is how it is layered that decides how your bum bum looks. If it's layered in a good way, you might have bum bum that's really round. If it's layered in another way, you might have bum bum that look like square, depending on the skill of the person that have it. After that, the next step is now recovery. You need to understand that after doing this, you cannot sit down on your buttocks for at least 6 to 8 weeks. So, if you know that your work requires you to actually sit down on your bum bum, please don't go and do BBL. Because for 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months, your bum bum is not going to touch chair. I've seen people enter inside motor and they enter motor like this. They're kneeling down inside the motor and they just go. Why? Because the fat inside your bum bum needs time. Aside from that, the reason that is happening is If you do it properly, your body will retain at least 60 to 80% of that fat that is injected. The rest of the fat, your body will reabsorb it back. So 20%, your body has taken it. But the most dangerous moment of this entire procedure is the fat injection step. That's one of the procedures. See, this is one of the parts that has the highest risk. What am I saying? Inside your bum bum, there's blood vessel that is like Third Mainland Bridge. You know, the traffic on Third Mainland Bridge and the traffic in your street is not the same thing. If fats do mistake and enter inside one of those blood vessels, to the lungs or the heart, it's called a fat embolism. And within minutes, it can buy the person. See, big blood vessels, which is why now some people are now saying, okay, we'll layer on the surface, we will not go deep. But you also need to know that the doctor that is doing deep cannot see the blood vessels. Sometimes they even have to depend on things like ultrasound to be able to guide them, right? If they guide properly, they might avoid some of these vessels, but that risk is also there. Some of you might say, hey, I will go to a really qualified doctor. Even a very qualified people, things have happened. Now imagine if it's a quack that is doing it, right? And that's why BBL has one of the highest fatality rates of any elective cosmetic surgery in the world. See, 1 in every 3,000 procedures will result in pie, usually from this fat embolism. And I know that, as I said, 1 in 3,000. Some people have looked at it and said, God forbid, me, I'm not that one. But if I say 1 in 3,000 people is going to have tickets to Paris, you will think you're the one. For context, see, the risk of dying from an appendix surgery is about 1 in 10,000 people. BBL is 3 times more dangerous than routine appendix. You know, Danfo drivers will carry more passengers than the bus is built to carry. You know, they say bus is supposed to carry 7 people, but inside that bus you can see like 14, and everybody is managing. One sharp break, everything is scattered. The buttocks have the blood vessel is built for a specific load. If fat enters it under pressure, the system cannot manage it though. Let's now come down to what's happening in Nigeria. In Nigeria, what is on the book and what's happening in real life is different. We have something they call a regulatory gap. It means that some people who are performing this procedure are not qualified. They've either bought the certificate, or they have rented it, or they borrowed it, or they don't even have it at all. Some of them are even doing these procedures in facilities or hospitals that cannot handle emergencies. So imagine emergency just happen in that moment, bam, where do they rush the person to? A real hospital that can manage a fat embolism needs what you call ICU access, blood transfusion capability, and a crash team. Some of the places that are offering you BBL for cheap, they don't have any of these things. It's backyard hospital, it's clinic, but they are offering BBL. They don't even have ICU. You know those mechanics that will charge you half the price for something that you're supposed to do in a proper workshop? When they open your engine and something goes wrong, they'll just close their shop and tell you, Oga, this particular engine, that's what they are doing to your body in some of these quack hospitals. Now, there are some other serious complications. One is that your bonbon one is different from the other. It's called asymmetry, right? Asymmetry means that one bonbon is different, another bonbon is different, but this is a very small thing. You are going to need another surgery in order to even solve that problem. Another procedure that can even happen is fat necrosis. It means that the transferred fats dies. You know, they say they have to send to usable cells, but the one that they now transfer now dies. And instead of, just being reabsorbed by the body, it now starts to harden, it's like to lump under the skin. There's another thing that can even happen also. There are nerves that are inside your bum bum. Yes. Think of it like wire that's supposed to transmit electricity. If those nerves get damaged, it means that you can start losing sensation. It means that if they touch your bum bum, you may not know. Sometimes it's numbness, sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's a loss of sensation, sometimes, and these things can be permanent. And another complication that can even happen is scarring. There are some bum bum that you can see the entrance of the where the liposuction entered. Sometimes those scars will never go away. Or your body now starts forming fluid pockets inside the skin. The pockets of fluid. It's not fat, it's not anything, it's just there. They might need to drain those things. That's why you see them after the procedure, they'll be carrying one bag so that drain, all the drain will come up. But it's not the drain that usually comes out. Some people might retain some of those things. Another thing that also happens is what we call deep vein thrombosis, right? Blood clots inside the leg, especially if you are allowed to just lie down for a very long time. That can happen, transfer back to your body, go to your brain, go to your blood, go to your heart, go to everything. Infection can also happen. This is actually a very serious one, and it can go around your body. It's called sepsis. and can actually lead to death. Now, some of you have actually asked some questions. One of the first questions that I saw when we first made this video on other platforms is, what they really put inside here? Is it fat? Yes, I've answered it before. It's your own body fat. They extracted it from somewhere and inject it inside your own body. It's not silicone, it's not foreign substance, they just relocated your own fat. Think of it like using sand from your compound to fill a pothole on the same streets, right? Another person is also asking another question. When they extract the fat from this area, what is left there? Do we also extract the muscle? I like the fact that he asked that question. No, they did not touch muscle. Only fat is removed. The area where the fat was taken from will look slimmer. Sometimes it even looks fatter. Some people might even see their abs for the first time. But over time, that skin that is there may start to look saggy, depending on how much fat was removed and how elastic your skin is. Now, somebody now say, but doctor, how do the doctors make the buttocks curved? And how do they find enough fat in the body? You see that shape of the buttocks that they eventually give you is through the layering. So they put it in layers. The surgeon will build the shape incrementally. If a person does not have enough fat on their body, they cannot do a BBL. This is one reason why very slim people are turned away. You need donor fat for the transfer to work. Somebody now say, do they add air? I've answered this question before. No air is involved. You see, if they put air inside your bloodstream, it's fat cells injected carefully into the tissue of the buttocks. It's like filling a balloon, but instead of using air, they are using fat, right? And then the balloon is living. It can live. Now, another question somebody have asked is, does it really kill, or is it just bad processes or procedure or quacks that are killing? See, it's two things collabo. The procedure itself has what we call a risk because of the anatomy inside that place, which somebody can show the picture of the bum and the different blood vessels inside the bum so that you can see it. The blood vessels inside the bum area is plenty. Even if the surgeon is experienced or skilled, he cannot remove or take 100%. Nothing is going to happen. As a matter of fact, any doctor that tell you, I swear on my life, that you are going to come out of this procedure healthy is lying to you. Wrong. The doctor should actually tell you that there is a risk associated with this procedure, and one of that risk is spine. Anybody that does not tell you that just wants your money and they don't mean well for you. Now, another person now asked another question. Can somebody still carry pregnancy after BBL or liposuction? Yes, in many cases. It's not affecting your fertility. However, pregnancy after BBL will change the result of the BBL. Because weight gain during pregnancy does not care which part of your body you want it to go to. And delivering a baby changing how the body was, it can even alter the BBL outcome. It's a conversation that if you want to have children, you must have with your surgeon before going ahead. Another person is now asking, does BBL really affect lifespan? Not directly. If the procedure goes well and there are no complications, fine. But you see, complications from a BBL can change your life or end your life. Another question is, can it burst? If the transferred fat does not burst the way an implant bursts though, however, it can die, which means fat necrosis. And this death can lead to a change in shape. You might need to have another surgery which comes with another risk. It does not burst, but if it dies, it's not a good thing either. Another question some people have asked, does BBL smell during or after? During the procedure, when you are there, you can have an odor inside the theater. But after recovery, if it's properly healed, it has no smell. If you start to smell something that is unusual, it's a red flag. It's either there's infection, there's something, there's necrosis, or I see that's just medical attention that you need. Another question is, does BBL expire? That transferred fat does not expire the way your medicine expires. However, because fat is living tissue, yes, they just relocated it. It responds to things like if you change weight, if you start to get old, even gravity, and those results will change over time. So the result of your BBL when you are 20 years old is different from the result of your BBL when you are 40. Some fats, somebody will even collect it back. Say, no, you're not supposed to be in the bum, you're supposed to be in the belly. They'll go there and collect it back. So there's no expiry dates, but there's no permanence either. Does BBL need maintenance? Not in the same way you service your generator. No. But if you lose weight in such a way that everybody knows, the weight, even the fat in your bum bum can also shrink. Some people can go back and do touch-up to maintain the results. It's not mandatory, but it usually happens, it's common. Now, one body now asks very important question: can the body reject the BBL? Since the fat they are using is your own fats, the chances that your body is going to reject it is very low. Unlike when they put another person's organ inside your body say, no, I don't want this organ. But however, your body can collect some of the fat cells back from your bum bum and put it in another place. Especially if the blood supply to those new fats is not established in time. Because if you put new fats in that place, the body is supposed to now create blood vessels that is supposed to be able to supply those fat cells so that they continue to live. If that does not happen fast, happen in the new area, that's a problem. Body will collect it back or they die. Somebody now asks, I'm sure this person that asks is Nkechi, is it true that BBL can lead to cancer? No current scientific evidence links BBL to cancer. However, the long-term effects of using large fats transfer, they are still studying it. When the new results come out, of course, our Procure doctor is going to share it with you. That's why you follow me. What about things like BBL cream, BBL oil, all these things that they're usually selling on TikTok? Are they safe? See, I'm going to be very plain with you. There is no cream in the world that can move fat from your stomach into your buttocks. There is no gummy in the world that can redistribute your body fats and relocate it. If you are buying this product, I want you to have it at the back of your mind that you are wasting your money. At worst, some of them contain unregulated hormones or even steroids that can cause serious scatter of your hormones. They can cause damage to your liver. They can cause damage to other organs. That TikTok seller will not be there when you are coming to talk to a doctor. That TikTok seller will not be there when you are in the emergency. TikTok seller will not be there when kasala or igbe really hits the fan. Is there a healthy way to actually gain fat in the buttocks without BBL? Yes and no. Let me explain. I know that some of you really want this answer. First of all, you need to understand that for that to happen, you need to be really patient. Secondly, you need to understand that you cannot choose where fat goes in your body. Genetics does. So, fat cannot say, well, I'm going to this exact part. The same way you cannot lose fat in one exact part. If you are gaining fat in your bum bum, you're probably gaining fat somewhere else. You're getting it in your hand, you're getting it in your face, you're getting it in your distance. However, you can build the muscle around your bum bum. Things like resistance training, squats, hip thrusts, lunges, deadlifts, all those things build the gluteal muscles. And if they get bigger, it can increase the size of your bum bum. It can even ensure that you have a good bum bum shape, right? Naturally. If you now add eating more than your body needs, which is usually what we call a caloric surplus, right? And take the protein that your body needs to be able to build that muscle, very important. It will take time, but it is the real bum bum. And this one does not have all the risk that we are talking about with BBL. It will not buy you. I saw this question and I said I must answer it. Can a man do BBL? Yes. Yes. Men can also undergo BBL. It's less common, but it has happened. It used to happen. There are some men that say, I want my bum bum to be more defined, I want my bum bum to be bigger, I want it to be full, I want the appearance to change. They are requesting the procedure and they are doing it for them. Guess what? The risk of a man doing a bum bum and doing BBL and the risk of a woman doing the bum bum and doing the BBL is the same thing regardless of your gender. You cannot say, oh, because this woman has risk, because the man have no, the same thing. Another question is there a health condition that you have that BBL will be medically recommended? No. No. It is what we call a purely cosmetic procedure. Cosmesis is for beauty. It's not for anything medical. There's nobody that's going to prescribe BBL to help your life. There is no clinical scenario where a doctor will recommend BBL for health purposes. Anybody that does, scam. I would have skipped this question, but you people did not let me rest. Everywhere I go, what about tummy talk? 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 Now, tummy talk is also another procedure. It's not the focus of this video, but we call it abdominoplasty. It means they remove the excess skin and fats from your abdomen area and tighten it. It also has risk. scarring, the scar will be there. Infection will be there. Blood clots will be there. Accumulation of fluid will be there. Even nerves can also be damaged. And usually, recovery is long. Usually between 4 to 6 weeks. You also need to understand that it's not a tool for weight loss. And you also need to understand that the same quackery that happens in BBL can also happen here. This part of procedure should only be done by a qualified, certified, experienced plastic surgeon in a center that is fully equipped. But which one is safer, BBL or tummy tuck? They both carry serious risk. However, BBL has a higher risk than tummy tuck. And tummy tuck does not carry the same fat embolism that makes BBL dangerous. But just because we say it's safer does not mean it's completely safe. You also need to be ensured that you open your 2 koro eye and go there and ask all the questions that I say that you should ask them. You also need to understand that you have one body. This is in closing. You have one body. It's not a test body. It's not Tokumbo. It's the real one. Treat it like it's important. Treat it like it matters. Work for it, rest it, feed it well, and just be sure that you fall in love with your body that you're given. Because there are some people that even suffer from some conditions known as body dysmorphia. You do the first bum, you do the first BBL, you look in the mirror, you don't like what it is, you go and do another one, you're not liking it, you go and do another one, and before you know what's happening, the person has touched every part of their body, but they will never be satisfied. It's body dysmorphia. It's an actual condition. So please, before you even start, make sure you love yourself first. And make sure you choose somebody that likes you the way it likes you. So please, I hope this video gets to you in time. And I'm sure it has gotten to you in time. Share it with other people. Drop it in that your WhatsApp group. Drop the link in that your family chat. Drop it inside that your friends that are saving up for this BBL. Make sure they see it before they go there. If after they've seen it, they are now better informed, I've done my work. Make sure they get the information they need before they put themselves under the knife. Because not everybody that will tell you this thing I just told you.